Good morning, mates, Diabetes World. Now it's a cold June morning. Well, it's not freezing here, but it's tomorrow we're supposed to get rain, so yippee-yay. Nico and I are just out for a walk. Can you see him? No. Well, today I'd like to talk about diabetic emergencies. And when can you handle them at home, and when can't you? We'll be right back. Hi, it's Mike. Just wanted to stop here and say I am not a doctor. I'm not a trained diabetic educator. It's just this channel is my feelings, and take what you want from it, but get it checked out with your own medical professional. Hope you enjoyed the video. Diabetic emergencies are not discussed too often, and what really to do. Now, if you have a low blood sugar, you can be unconscious within minutes. It depends how quickly you drop. Now, most people recognize a low blood sugar. And you're sweating, you're confused, you could be agitated. But you need to take care of yourself. And if you don't, it's going to get worse. Low blood sugar. We've already mentioned the beginning signs. You're agitated. Your body's putting you in, oh, I need sugar. I need it quick. Where is it? You can be forgetful. Duh. And you can be sweaty. And I'm not talking, you sweat a lot. And a lot of times, people will just take Kleenex and, I gotta get through this, and blah, 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 blah. Now, your heart is racing. You're gonna hear thump, 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 thump. And what that is your body's trying to work with the blood to get sugar for your brain. And with a lack of sugar, that's why you're confused. Your body needs sugar to live. Tremble. You can tremble because your body's trying to get all the sugar it has in order to compensate for the vital organs. So your head starts to get very confused. You start thinking, your thinking is confused. Now, I can remember when I was working, at the hour before lunch, I wouldn't really schedule anything. I would be in my office working on something because I knew before lunch I would get confused. And if I started to talk like that and start looking off, people in the office would notice, and would probably suggest I eat something. I think we went to lunch a number of times early because they thought it was low. But you would get into your mindset that, oh, I'm low, oh, I'm low, oh, I'm low. And that is crazy because you keep thinking, oh, I've got to do this, oh, I've got to get this done, oh, I've got to get this done. And you're racing to get it done. But when you go back and you take a look at what you've done after you've had a low, you find the work isn't good. It is the worst. And you race to get it done. Oh, you're going to spend more time going through. Now, if you find a danger time, that's what I call when you're going to go low, well, treat it. Have a snack. Keep your records. Remember, your records are your guide for your doctor. And, having a low blood sugar is not as simple as it, well, just eat something. So what's the generalized thing to do when you're in a low blood sugar emergency? Well, the ideal thing from diabetic centers and all over the world is you eat something with 15 units of carbs. This is after initial blood sugar. You need to find out how low you are. If you're unable to get to a glucometer and you feel that you are low, by all means, treat it and then move on. A low blood sugar, 15 units of carb, wait 15 minutes and test again. Now, in most cases, you can come out of a carb situation very easily. If you keep having trouble after 2 attempts to bring your blood sugar up, you may want to inform your doctor. Now, if someone's found you unconscious, unable to help yourself, hopefully you can get to a phone and call 911. For me, I have the help me, or I've fallen and I can't get up button. And I've pressed it a couple of times. Now, that saved me. Now, if you find you're in a low blood sugar, you need to treat it right away. Don't keep thinking, oh, yes, if I just finish this, I'll just finish this. That's the time that you get help. I can remember there was a time I was working in the convenience store and I was the gas manager. I was serving customers, and then all of a sudden I wasn't feeling well. And I started tripping. The machine that I worked at never made sense. And no, it was nothing could work. I couldn't do it. So I tried to go into the store to get the assistant manager. And while I was in there, I collapsed. And they had to call the ambulance. Well, the assistant manager ended up running the whole show, but thank God he was there. Nowadays, I just have problems and I keep having low blood sugars, and now we're going to try a no carb diet, and because I keep having the lows. Sorry, Nico, but you have to keep wondering, is there a way, if you start feeling funny and you're in doubt and you can't get a glucometer, take the blood sugar now. Or, if you're confused, just do it. High blood sugar. Now, you were in a high blood sugar emergency when you were probably diagnosed. You weren't feeling well, you were dehydrated, your tongue was like that, babe. And, the whole day took so long. And that was because you had a high blood sugar. Now, high blood sugars can happen anytime. You could be because you have too many carbs, or you ate too much, or you didn't exercise, or you miscalculated your carbs and you gave your shot, and that you got too much food. There wasn't enough insulin present. Is basically what it is. So if you have a low blood sugar, you need to get insulin into your system. Now, your doctor and you will come up with what is a fair correction. Now, for me, in the mornings I go high, and the doctor said, what is it? Not Lantus. Fiasp, sorry. I've been bombarded over the years with so many insulins. Fiasp, the new fast-acting, picture here, can work very quickly for me and bring down my blood sugar. The problem is they are very expensive, and I'm lucky that my doctor will pay it. Now, ideally, they say you should do Fiasp by a shot. So if I need to, I'll give a quick 10 units in the morning, and that will bring my blood sugar down. Now, just because I do it doesn't mean that you should go around and start trying to find all these different insulins and start trying. Your doctor may suggest some and will give you a prescription. Now, once the pharmacist gets to know you, they're pretty good in giving you whatever insulin you ask for. But if you go to a new pharmacist, don't be surprised if they start asking you questions. Well, your last records show this, and you're taking that. I didn't really like that one. It's not doing whatever it was supposed to do. Well, that's something you need to discuss with your doctor. But that could be a reason why. So if you're high, I've told this story numerous times. I would drink from neighbors' hoses to get water for the walk home from school. I can imagine. I've heard other people put ice in their Coleman cooler while they were camping and drink from that. The summer before I was diagnosed, I was drinking so much water, it wasn't even funny. And, of course, I was ending up peeing a lot. So, your diabetes needs to be handled carefully. Now, if you're already diabetic and you start getting these symptoms, your first check is to do the correction your doctor gave you. And if your doctor hasn't given you directions, well, then you need to speak to them. Now, most doctors will give you a correction value to try. Now, there is a condition you need to be worried about, and that condition is diabetic ketoacidosis. It's a big fancy word for saying your body is trying to use your fat for energy. And everyone thinks, oh, well, this is just wonderful. I lose a whole bunch of weight. The problem is, if you get into the state, you're going to start throwing up. And once you throw up, you're going to be in the hospital. They're going to try to rehydrate you. So if you have a high blood sugar, you need to drink as much water as you can, because you're peeing a lot. Your body loses volume and your blood becomes very thick, and it's not a good thing. Your body starts losing vital liquids. So, what do you have to do? Well, if this persists, if you're high for a couple of days, you shouldn't be high for that long. Now, having a high blood sugar at some portion of the day is perfectly fine. However, if it's there constantly, you need to get help. And my old endocrinologist said, she's really not that old, but if you throw up, get help. Go to emergency. If you're throwing up, you're going to be in dire straits. You need to get your fluids back up intravenously. Yes, you're going to be put on an IV. Now, it's important that you try to keep drinking. The last time I ended up in diabetic ketoacidosis, I was drinking crazy. I went in there, my blood sugar was high, my ketones, you should be testing for ketones when you're high, was like, they were as large as possible. I thought, oh great, I'm losing all the fat. But the sad thing is, if you lose it this way, you're just going to gain it back. Because a lot of it is just water, and when they rehydrate you, you're going to have just as much. These are the basic diabetic emergencies. If you start having one and you realize, treat. There's such a thing also as hypoglycemia unawareness. And that's like me, and that's why I'm sort of off for it for a while. And, it's relaxing but somewhat boring. So, find out a plan first. I do have a plan of action of when I'm low. So, like I said, I need to get back to my old days of record keeping. Right now, if someone asked me, when was the last time you were high? And I don't really know, because I'm kind of going back and forth all the time. Treat this and treat that, and I've lost track really of when I go high. I look at it. I look at the chart the computer gives me, but I don't know what it really means. With that, you don't know when you're going low, and that was really the reason why I got my friend inserted here, Nico. And Nico has saved my life a number of times. So plan what to do and do a little role play. Work it out for yourself. Anyway, have a great day and we'll talk later. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.